A triumphant day for more than a dozen Panhandle residents as they are sworn in as citizens of the United States of America during a moving naturalization ceremony at Scottsbluff National Monument. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, it was a joyous and celebratory day Thursday at the Scottsbluff National Monument as 13 residents who have been living in the Panhandle are sworn in as naturalized U.S. citizens. This was the first time that a naturalization ceremony was held at the Scottsbluff National Monument, and Chief Ranger Justin Quetzel said that the ceremony resonated with him with similarities to the pioneers that traversed these lands nearly 150 years ago.
I want you to think about, right out in front of this visitor center, is the Oregon-California Trail. Many of these people would have been passing through here this time period of the year, late May, early June. At the height of immigration of people westward to new lives, new opportunities, you were looking at anywhere from 50 to 70,000 people in each one of those years. Many of them immigrants from other countries. Why? Ask yourself, why? It's the opportunity. It was freedom.
Scottsbluff Mayor Jeannie McCarrigan and Gering Mayor Kent Ewing were also on hand to congratulate these men and women on the hard work they put forth to becoming U.S. citizens.
I am honored to welcome you to this nation filled with opportunity and prosperity. All of you are pursued through this day wholeheartedly and pledged your allegiance to this country. Now we are all here to welcome you to the American family. As an American, new opportunities will begin, where you will be able to participate in democracy, which includes the right to vote, to serve on a jury, and much more.
You should be very proud of what you have done, and we welcome you to our communities. And if there is anything I can do for you in our communities, you just have to ask. You are part of the United States of America, and you should be very proud of yourselves.
This ceremony couldn't have been possible without Valeria Rodriguez of Empowering Families and the Immigrant Legal Center. It was her who reached out to the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service of Denver to consider having the event at the monument, and she also shared her personal story on becoming a naturalized U.S. citizen to those in attendance.
My junior year of high school, my parents and I drove to Omaha, Nebraska for my personal oath ceremony. My family and I, we immigrated from Nuevo Leon, Mexico, when I was 5 years old to Mitchell, Nebraska. During that drive, I told myself that one day we'd have a naturalization ceremony right here at home. And today is that day. I'd like to thank Denver Field Director Andrew for answering my cold call email and giving us, Scottsbluff County, and the community of the Panhandle and the surrounding, the opportunity to come together to celebrate our new American citizens. For many of you have been waiting 10 to 20 plus years for this moment, to be American citizens. But you have always been an American, because you fled your homes to pursue the American dream and have succeeded here in our communities as entrepreneurs, members of our workforce, and active participants in our community.
Next, the 13 honorees who hail from Mexico, Cuba, Honduras, Peru, and India who took their oath to become citizens. Afterwards, they said the Pledge of Allegiance and heard a recorded congratulations from U.S. President Joe Biden.
Thank you for choosing us, believing that America is worthy of your aspirations.
At the end of the ceremony, Andrew Lambrecht, the field office director with the U.S. Citizen and Immigration Service office in Denver, commended our newest citizens. Lambrecht noted that it is a challenging process to become a naturalized U.S. citizen, and as a permanent resident green card holder, they were still able to enjoy many of the rights without becoming naturalized.
But today you have gone well beyond that in fully committing yourselves now as Americans. Because now all of the hard work that you bring, all of your talents, your skills, your passions, you now bring those with the full force of an American citizen. And you can fully participate and fully own this country now as naturalized citizens.
Following the ceremony, the 13 honorees were encouraged to register to vote and become part of the democratic process. In Gering, Ryan Murphy, KNEB.TV News.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
Life Care promises us that we are looked after and taken care of properly.
If I didn't have Life Care, I would be probably scared to death about having enough money for when I got older or when I got sick.
Moving in here was an easy decision and in fact a no-brainer. I looked at it as actually buying long-term care insurance and in retrospect a good move.
One of the things that convinces me that we did the right thing is no matter what happens, we will constantly be taken care of.
The whole thing is just vital because you don't have to be worried about what's ahead for you. It's there, it's in black and white, and that's reassuring.
This is home. It has been from the day I moved in.
Welcome back. Next week, the University of Nebraska Board of Regents will consider a 2024-2025 budget officials say closes a biennial funding shortfall while meeting several educational goals. Among the highlights of the operating budget will be $1.5 million to expand the Presidential Scholars Program, $15 million to support staffing and operations at the Christensen Rural Health Education Complex at the UNK campus, and $1.5 million for priorities of President-elect Dr. Jeffrey Gold's choosing. While the spending document also includes $11.8 million in permanent cuts yet to be identified, no allocations will be made for inflation, and student tuition will see a modest inflationary increase of just over 3%. In a statement on the process, Interim President Chris Kaborik says the proposed budget advances Nebraska's vision for academic excellence and competitiveness at a time when the economic headwinds facing all of higher education require strong fiscal discipline. Well, as we approach the start of summer, officials with the Southwest Power Pool are expecting to have enough generation capacity to meet energy demands despite higher regional temperatures expected in their 14-state region. They presented its summer forecast to stakeholders last month at a biannual forum as part of their assessment for identifying and mitigating threats to energy reliability during the summer season, lasting into September. Meteorological models predict a 33 to 50% chance of greater temperatures this summer at varying levels in the SPP footprint, which includes Nebraska, and similar percentages of below normal rainfall. SPP officials say with a 90% probability of serving all loads during summer peak usage hours, the organization has the systems, tools, and procedures ready to maintain the grid if extreme weather, unexpected outages, or other circumstances impact the central U.S.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Benzel Pest Control has been the Wyoming and Nebraska area's most committed professional pest control company. We have 4 generations and nearly 50 years of experience serving Nebraska, Wyoming, and Colorado, as well as certified entomologists on staff. So whether you're dealing with spiders, wasps, rodents, or any other unwanted visitors, give Benzel Pest Control a call today for an estimate at 888-229-2128 or visit our website at benzelpestcontrol.com.
Welcome to this week's Fridays in the Field, being brought to you by FNBO, the Great Big Small Bank. I'm Susan Littlefield, and I'm excited because we get to talk with Dan Kellner. Dan, of course, is outside of the Wahoo area, so on the eastern side of the state, and it's been quite the interesting growing season for him. Last time we talked, they were getting anxiously awaiting the first cutting of alfalfa, and then Mother Nature stepped in. We are going to talk a little bit about that flooding in Wahoo and the outside areas and some devastation that happened from it that took away 40 years of work. And Dan, first of all, my thoughts and prayers go out to you guys as you revamp and move forward as you dealt with all this flooding that you got from that water storm.
Well, morning, Susan, and thank you. And I'm glad to be able to be a part of this with you. So, yeah, last time we talked, we were hoping for some rain, and we were thinking that everything was going to be dry. And you got to be careful what you pray for and wish for, I guess.
You sent me a text message that said you and I were kind of corresponding back and forth with how much rain we had got. And then you sent me a text message that said within 3 hours, 8 inches of rain plus and some hail that came with it. Let's talk about that and what that did to your fields.
Yeah, Susan. So we've been no-tilling for close to 40 years. And all I can tell you is we lost so much of that in just a few hours. Our fields were in really, really good condition. And Mother Nature can deal havoc with you.
So how do you go back from that, Dan? I mean, 40 plus years of no-till work to be wiped out in 3 hours. How do you prepare those fields to go back to that no-till situation?
That's been the issue. We have not worked on these fields for a long time. And so we were actually having to turn it black, which we are not used to doing. And the other thing, not only our topsoil that we lost so much of, but we lost our fertilizer, whether it's the dry and the liquid, and it cut down the hills, it cut across the hills. Road ditches are full of stalks and silt, and it's a mess. We've got a lot of work to do, but we're trying to get back in and get her all fixed up.
I talked to one farmer, Dan, who said I might find some of my corn growing in the ditches because that's where Mother Nature pushed it when the water came through.
Yep, you got it. Of course, there's fertilizer and chemical there too, so I'm not sure it's going to be easy to harvest it down there, but yeah, that's the way it goes. But yeah, we had in that event, we had 10.5 to 11 inches, and it was I haven't seen rain like that ever. I guess Wahoo was flooded. It was just a mess. I mean, our county roads, it had washed out some culverts and just made a mess.
Well, you're talking to us from inside the planter. Is like so many folks, they're still trying to get the seed in the ground for the very first time because Mother Nature has brought some much needed moisture, but unfortunately, maybe a little bit too much too quick.
Yep, we're gonna get her done and get back with the alfalfa and make it a good one, I guess.
Since you brought up the alfalfa, how is that crop looking right now?
Well, if it wouldn't have been for the doggone hail that beat it up so bad, we had an outstanding crop of alfalfa, but the hail raised raise heck with it. But we also, it's laid down. You just cut a little slower and get what you can.
You deserve to have a building that will last for generations. With more than 110 years of experience and thousands of satisfied customers, Morton Buildings is the industry leader you can trust. If you're planning for a garage, farm shop, horse barn, storage building for your RV, boat, or collectibles, there's no better time to buy. Contact your local Morton sales office or visit mortonbuildings.com to get started today.
Let's take a peek at your weekend community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Pet waste and water don't mix. Animal waste decomposes in water, releasing nutrients, which deplete the oxygen fish and other life need to survive and encourage harmful algae growth. Animal waste also has disease-carrying bacteria, making contaminated water unusable. It's easy to prevent pet waste pollution. Simply pick up your pet's waste and dispose of it in a trash can, and avoid letting your pets defecate within 200 feet of our community's waterways. Tri-City Stormwater reminds you it's our water, our responsibility.
High Plains Auto Club presents the 25th Annual Rock and Roll Father's Day Classic, Friday, June 14th. Registration begins at 2 p.m. at the Gearing Civic Center. Welcome barbecue, cruise for cash, ice cream social. Saturday, June 15th, parade downtown Gearing at 9 a.m. Show and shine at 5 Rocks from 10 to 4 and awards banquet. To enter, go to highplainsautoclub.com or call 641-4849. This event is sponsored by Next Level Restoration, Gearing Civic Center, Rural Radio.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
And finally tonight, the Father's Day Classic Rock and Roll Car Show returns for its 25th year this weekend in Gering. President of the High Plains Auto Club, Darrell Wills, says the show brings together classic cars of all kinds and the people and families who enjoy them.
We've got about 200 cars registered already through mail-in and online registration. We usually have close to 300 before the weekend's over, so we're looking for a great car show again.
The Father's Day Classic Rock and Roll Car Show will start with the registration of cars this afternoon at the Gering Civic Center, followed by a cruise for cash and ice cream social. Tomorrow, the public can enjoy the opening parade at 9 a.m. in downtown Gering, and then head to Five Rocks Amphitheater for the rest of the show, which opens at 10. There will be food trucks at the amphitheater, and admission is free. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.